Our interview with Northeastern head coach Dave Flint is presented by Boston Harbor Hotel. Plan your getaway today at bostonharborhotel.com and experience Boston's best waterfront views. Dave, thank you for joining us today. I think this is the perfect time to get you on the show and talk to you about not only your team clinching already this season, but there's so many interesting Olympic storylines that have connections to your program as well. So I feel like I could probably talk to you a lot longer than we even have about those things. But I do want to start off, Dave, with talking about the current team and you guys' ability to have such a great conference record this season. Haven't lost in regulation in conference play. You clinched last weekend. What has that been like for you to just watch the team kind of have that dominance again?
Yeah, it's been great to see. Obviously, I think we had stretches throughout this season that we've been playing really well, and others we've had to really grind through. But at the end of the day, they're finding ways to win hockey games even when we're not playing our best. And we've had players in and out of the lineup, so we haven't had our full lineup a lot. So it's great to see. We've had timely goaltending. We've had players step up different times. So yeah, it's I'm really impressed with our group and how they've handled the regular season here. And now we just got 4 games left. We gotta keep moving forward.
Yeah, and at this point in the season, some of the younger players like Striker Zablocki have had time to acclimate to college hockey. She seems like she's pretty much fit right in pretty early on. But can you talk about her season so far and what makes her such a special player for you guys this year?
Yeah, I said this in an interview last week. I think, she plays like a veteran, and she's such a dynamic player. And it's a nice luxury to be able to have a freshman that you can insert right into your top line, and they produce and on our first power play. And so she's been a great addition and really helped. And I think she's playing really well with Lily Shannon and Eloise Caron, and so that line's been going really good for us. And she's had an amazing rookie season.
Yeah, we shared on the Bean Pot broadcast all of the other things that she was good at too. Her being something you talked to us about before, her being, a track athlete and a dancer and all these other things that she was good at. You can kind of see all of those little things coming together in her game as well, playing hockey. I did want to talk about a few of the other individuals. You kind of brought up a few there, but just take a second and maybe give some players some props for their contributions this year. I know we've seen a lot from Lily Shannon, Jules Constantinople, Lisa Yunson again. Just if you want to take some time and talk about some of the individuals.
Yeah, well, I mean, you mentioned Lily Shannon, and she's our captain, and it starts with her. And she's had a breakout year. It's been really great to see. She's playing with a ton of confidence, logging a lot of minutes, and been really reliable and scoring big goals for us. And Jules has anchored our back end, and she's been great. I mean, she's probably averaging over 25 minutes a game for us. So those two, you need your best players to be your veteran players. And and then somebody that's not on the score sheet a lot but is playing amazing is Holly Abella. And we've moved her up the second line, and that line's really going right now. And she's one of those players that does all the little things right. She pays attention to details. And for me as a coach, it's reassuring when you have certain players that you know what you're going to get out of them every night. And she's one of those. And goaltending has been solid. Lisa's been great, and then Rena's stepped in to give Lisa some rest here and there. And so two good goalies that we can rely on. And I've said it a million times, but your success starts from your goal line out. And again, we got two good goalies this year. There's three good goalies actually that we can rely on. But it's been nice to see. And like I said earlier, it's not just a couple players. Like, everybody contributes at different times. Morgan Jackson's been really good. Ali Lalonde's been good. Eloise Caron's been good. Our third and fourth lines have bought into their roles, and they're doing them amazing. And they contribute on the score sheet when they can, but they're really good defensively. And so, it's great to see and a big part of our success so far.
Yeah, well, and certainly, having the ability to clinch so early in the season, you definitely have to have a lot of that stuff going right for you, and you guys definitely seem to have that going on. I did want to talk to you about kind of the weird second half that you guys have had with having to practice at Bach, having to play road games, not play at Matthews. And I know it's been talked about a lot, but I wanted to check back in and see how the team's been adapting at this point now that they've had some weeks under their belt of maybe getting more comfortable with the new situation.
Yeah, I think early in the semester, being having a month off and then coming into a new rink and a whole new process, and it took us a little bit of time to get our feet wet, but the team's been handling it great, and you know, dealing with a little bit of adversity is a good thing, and it helps us when things get tough, and so they show up here every day, good attitude, they work hard, and they've embraced the challenge that's in front of them.
And I want to talk about some of the Olympic connections as well, because you have current player there, you have a lot of former players involved. And I guess I'll start with just in general, how often have the Olympics been on in your office and at your house this week? How much are you tuning into the women's hockey?
Yeah, it's been on pretty much all the time. Even if women's hockey isn't on, we have something on in our office. I think out there right now they have a men's game that's on right now. But
Oh.
yeah, we've been following it really closely. I know the team has to watch their previous teammates and current teammates, and so we're just really proud of the accomplishments of all our athletes that have made it to the biggest stage, and so we're all following them really closely.
And, said in a very loving way, Northeastern has gotten a reputation as goalie U. Like the just men and women have put out such great goaltenders in the past, and no different for Team USA in the Olympics. They have Gwen Phillips and Aaron Frankel, both with starts, both with wins in this tournament so far. Just unfortunate that Gwen didn't end up with a shutout because she came out with like what 8 minutes left, but both teams playing really well, or both goalies playing really well. Frankel shutting out Canada in what was, kind of a crazy upset. So I just was wondering what your thoughts have been on how those two's careers have panned out since you coached them.
Yeah, when they were here at Northeastern, I knew they both had the ability to play at that level and be Olympians, and a credit to them for working really hard and reaching their goals. And a lot of people don't understand goaltending. The games they've had to play so far are actually really difficult games to play. When you're not seeing a ton of shots and there's long stretches in between shots, it's hard. And I look at the Switzerland game where Gwen played, and it was 1-0 for a while, and she had to make a couple huge saves, and one of those pucks goes in the net, and all of a sudden it could be a different game. And Aaron yesterday, playing against Canada, shutting them out for the first time ever in Olympic history. That's pretty amazing. And yesterday was one of those weird games where she didn't see shots for a while, but then she would see a flurry of shots. And the amazing players that are on Canada, when they get chances, they're usually grade A's. And so both goalies have stepped up and performed really well, and it's so great to see.
Yeah, and then I think we don't even have time to talk about Alessia Beckler, who's over there, and then hopefully guys get her back after the completion of her turn with playing on the Swiss national team with Alina Mueller and Ivana Way, your commit for next season. So, Coach, thank you so much for joining us, for talking Olympics, talking about your team this season, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks for having me.